Hey yo, this is Daesu. I'm loading in for a replay on one of the games I played at. I thought this was a really fun game, both for myself and interesting for the other player, I hope. Um, had a lot of back and forth that took place in interesting ways, and I thought could learn a lot by watching the other player. My plan here is to actually watch this game entirely from the other player's perspective, as opposed to watching it from my own, just to see how he did and what he did. We're both playing Cybernet on this map, and I am just not good at it. So I always struggle a lot on this level, especially against players who have a higher score than me and who I can anticipate being worse than. So just kind of going to turn the game speed up a little bit as we get the early start. I like that you can see he's going to be building just a ton of energy for his air, going second air, getting first land up, throwing down engineers right away. Like I said, I'm going to be watching this entirely from his perspective, and just to see what he did. And then perhaps, if I don't get to see some of the interesting things that I did, I'll do another replay, except for from my perspective, and then we can just compare the two. He's really doing a good job with Zico here. He's floating, he's really holding it well balanced. He's using his engineers. This engineer here to reclaim mass, trees, keep everything afloat. I feel that perhaps he could have built one more power generator before building this air factory, and it would have prevented him from tanking his energy so hard. But he never really tanked on mass, so that's actually kind of okay. Tons of energies out here. I didn't even know that was a thing. But you know what? I remember somebody mentioning that it was like a big resource point. I'll have to look that up next time. Using a lot of energies to get this up. But he does have just tons and tons of energy on hand because of all this power spam. Using his commander to do most of the building. I almost saw use my commander in other ways. But maybe that makes sense. I don't use my commander enough to build. I'm used to smaller maps where I play aggressively. Let's turn it up just a little bit more. So he's at 3 minutes in. He's got his first land going down. Or I'm sorry, first navy going down. He's got a transport up, building a second transport that's pretty aggressive. You can see that just huge amounts of energy spam. I wonder if he's just full on spamming NGs. Seeing this, I could have been a little bit more aggressive with my my units and sent some early mantises in to get some kills, or even gone for an earlier bomber and maybe done a little bit of killing. Jester would have worked well as well, though he would have probably been able to get up some interceptors pretty quickly after that. Way too much usage here. He could be upgrading a mechs. Floating a lot of mass. Oh, there you go. You can see what I've done. I definitely have Navy up before he does. He can see that now. I've got Tech 2 Mass Extractor visible here. Definitely doing a lot more than he is in terms of radar. I did actually do some scouting a little bit later. You saw my commander over here. I don't know if you noticed it. Here's a scout of mine. See that I have the middle really nicely taken. Not sure why this does this, where like the other mouse things, like I'm tagging up windows. So he's got a forward base here. I did build this land. I spammed out 10 anti-air units. I know that's a bit of wasted. It's a bit expensive on mass, but I was worried that my commander would get attacked by a couple of small units. I would lose control of that island. Submarine spam here. I'm putting out units. I'm trying to take this territory. He's close to it. He's got these engineers here not doing anything, floating a ton of resources. Really could just do anything with them. Looks like he's going just full T1 sub spam. And he's got a fair number of interceptors up. Power spam here. Took this territory just fine. I'm going to slow down just a hair, because I do remember this. It's interesting that I'd never noticed this scout, and he can just see everything because of that. Here you can see my Medusa blasting away. I think I had a radar up, and so I knew I had a materialist advantage there. So I pushed. He's got just so many more units than I did on this flank, though. Really does. I did see it coming. I was starting to put down point PD to defend this expansion here. Retreating, pulling back. Still haven't noticed this scout. I have to be more alert to that kind of thing. I did build this PD. I built this PD a long time ago. So he's Tech 2 Navy now. Doing okay, not floating too much mass anymore. Really pumped it into there. His first Salem going up. So a couple of frigates to support it. Drove him back. Felt really happy about that because I was like, I bought myself some time. Interesting that he's been going mostly first, expanding, collecting these 1-1-1-1-1 points. I actually did upgrade a Tech 2 over here pretty early into the game because I wanted to really be able to get into Tech 2 as early as possible. I thought maybe that was my problem on a map like this. It's just I was spending too much time on Tech 1. That's quite a lot of subs and frigates. The Tech 1 spam is real for him on the Navy. Let's speed this up just a little bit, gets a little slow. I make a push here and retreat. I realize that he has just way more than I do. Man, it's so interesting to see what he sees and what he doesn't see. He really didn't build much in the way of radar. I had radar all over the place on this level. I was really worried about not knowing what was going on most of the game. And now I realize that I had the intel advantage most of the game. Except for this. This is just pretty terrible. I did start building stuff here. My commander actually, I think at this point, had been upgraded to tier 2 as well. Lots and lots and lots of unit land just gathering up out of a lot of factories on both sides. I can see why I lost the land war here. You're going to see that in a little bit. Second, that first Salem comes out. He's pushing into my submarines and frigates, which I was using to harass his land. I'm going to lose them. Pull back. Oh, yeah, and you can see I built a stealth field here. Now everything's invisible. Here he is, pushing in. I built more PD. Yeah, he just doesn't have the radar coverage. I have a Tech 2 PD up. He discovered that the hard way by running into it with my units. Here you can see me just pummeling away on him. Let's slow this down a little bit. Oops. My bad. Nope. Nope. There we go. So I remember getting shelled over here. I knew he had a Salem, but he didn't have it in the water, so I had a Tech 2 Navy fighting against Tech 1 Navy. I did lose my submarine hunter. My Salem's taking a lot of damage, but I think a second submarine hunter back there somewhere outside of his range of vision. And yep, there it is. And that won me the naval war there. And he just pushes through here. I fold. Let's split this up into 2 screens. You can see I just don't have the unit advantage I need. This Salem just really makes my life hard here. He can't see anything. I had radar coverage this whole time, so I'm waiting fire on him with my Salem. I definitely made him pay for this. That's good. Feel good about that. That last one, little lone mantis. Oh, and that AA guy goes down so hard. You can see the Salem pounding away at the few exposed engineers that I've got out online, collecting resources off this island. There's a lot of reclaim there I didn't know was there. He's gonna start pummeling away at this. Gonna lose my radar and AA point defense, I think is what I built over there. You can see I'm starting to hit his Salem with mine from the shore. He doesn't have any idea that it's there. No visibility. I've got I do actually have a fair amount of air. I put a point defense down, got some gestures up. He has no ground air, anti-air. All these guys, these frigates, they are pretty dangerous though. There's one factory producing land, I think is all I had. Not really enough, but I was really focusing my eco on naval production. That's all I had going for me. 2 more Salems come out for him. That's hard. Another Salem. So many Salems. I'm just way behind. I had no idea I was so behind. I don't think I saw these either. I think I put a radar at one point. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, I remember doing this. Used radar, saw the artillery fire coming through. That was a TAC missile. I'm going to do it again in a second. I had several TAC missiles built. Look at that. I built TAC missiles on this island to go for a snipe, but he was in the water the whole time. Never got the chance. So I just sat on them for a long time. Suggester doing great work. So excited. Of course, never going anywhere. You can see I have just engineers. Somebody got radar and the scouts did. Finally put the Salem in the right place. It hurt me. Let's go to single screen here. Because I was so confident about my air control, I did build a bunch of jesters, and eventually the air fight did happen. It's a little harassing there, it's beautiful. That's how you do it. You can see his Salem just pounding away. It's got, I think it's got veterancy. Come on, game, why? It's my fraps window. And I took him down between jesters and that. Here he comes. I think I don't know if I lost my Air Force already. I must have earlier. He lands. My point defense taking out those interceptors. Oh, that's so sad. Don't do that. Don't land your interceptors on the ground in the enemy base and lose them for no reason. Like, I did that. That was dumb on my part. You can just set them to a patrol, or even just a patrol right here, and they'll do what he's trying to do with them. So at this point, I have really lost my base, but I am. Let's split this up here. I'm hitting his naval base right now, pretty aggressively, and oh, I wasn't even paying attention. I noticed he lost mexes here, 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 and here. Just artillery fire coming over here, killing his NGs. Looks like both of us were so distracted in this base. He was so distracted taking this base. I was even so distracted just watching him take this base that I didn't notice all of this happening. And there is that one down. I hit that with tacks, by the way. That's what happened to it. I discovered it was his T2 factory, and I tacked it out of it into oblivion. Getting torpedo bombers up. Trying to deal with my naval. put down another Salem from the Navy. He has no radar, even just like a handful of T1 scouts. That's all. He had air control for the most part. All he had to do was put down some T1 scouts and he would have had this whole island covered and been able to deal with it. But instead he lost his Navy here to attack missiles. Commander is retreated onto the shore over somewhere here. He's just putting out bombers. And I'm just... everything's dead. I have lost my whole base. All I have left is this little island, as you can see. Should probably have microed these jesters a little bit. There. Could have taken those and just pulled them over here. Anything. Still have this whole navy. Brings these in. I have 3 Salems. That torpedo bomber just circling. Doesn't stand a chance. Blew up another one here. You can see that mass extractor is gone. Took out that mass extractor. I've actually halved the number of mass extractors, maybe a thirded the number of mass extractors he has on the field. And he really could have sent some engineers out here. He had so many of them just to reclaim and secure as he went along. I would have never been able to recover. And this is tragic. You notice he's got all these T1 units and he's not been able to take out this factory. He has no radar on my units, and that's all he needs. Finally using artillery on it. Salem is just pounding away, probably getting tons of veterancy. I didn't even look when I was playing. Let's just take a look at that real quick. 6 kills, 20 kills. I mean, yeah, we've got multiple veterancies on almost all of these, and I'm up to 4 Salems. That's rough. I'm not sure why they stopped firing here. Oh, that's right. I lost my radar coverage. I could no longer see. Could have ground fired, I guess. Have to remember that. There it is. See me sending scouts over to the top of it. Alright, so, you know, this is a stalemate. And I'm still at +1 speed. I mean, like, we are stalemating hard right now. Right now, he is just pumping out these renegades. It's a cool ship. I wish my graphics could handle a little bit better, but for speed's sake, I don't do it. Oh, there it is. Oops. Slow that down a little bit. You've seen my base. You can see I have 4 attack launchers, stealth, radar, shields, energy, and some AA flak. Probably should have built more of that, but I had 2 of them. Not bad. 3 of them. Oh, and look at this. Starting to pummel away at this, and he's done nothing here. He has transports, I think, laying around, engineers just all over the place, making no reclaim attempts on any of this. There's so much free available mass. If I had been in his position, I would have been abused. Look at this. Here's me just going down. Alright, he's got his snipe ready. He's gonna artillery me. You can see all my T1 anti-air from earlier. I didn't control today. My T2 flaks. Here come all of those Tech 2 gunships. You can see the big stream of this. This was, I don't know why he did this. He moved up away and then moved in. That gave me enough time to move my navy in. And I did have a decent amount of navy to help with this problem. You can see he's really pounding away, but he's close to my flaks and they're getting destroyed. Oh my god. Here's me zigging and zagging. Down to 3 renegades. 1 renegade gone. I have 4 Salems. My commander has run into the water, and he no longer has anything he can do in that regard to snipe me. There's nothing left to snipe me with. So much mass went down. Of course, I did use that mass to good effect. Got a couple of engineers out. Huge number of scouts over here. My own scouts over here. You can see I've gotten a little cheeky. He noticed it. I don't think he really notices it, but I sent an engineer down. Deployed a mass extractor. Started expanding my eco again, kind of cheekily on the sides. All of this stagnation here, all I had to do was send some engineers down. Reclaim for the taking. He's stalling mass and he's not using any reclaim. He's building power. He's just mass spamming T1 power gens. I have no idea what that's for right now. I guess he realized that he didn't need to be doing that. His mass is okay. Oh, he doesn't see this. Love this. I did a cheeky NG drop and started reclaiming things because it was what I had. He has not noticed. He's very focused on ecoing right now. Actually, he's very focused on just standing there. He's constructing build power. He's gathering up mass. He's floating a lot of mass. And he's lost all of this. And he's about to lose this. Completely has no idea. He's doing an upgrade on his commander. Wow, just blowing away his power. But his commander is not Tech 1. Oh, and my Salem's come in. He has no navy. He has no Tech 2 combat units anymore. He's just completely out of units. He's losing this part of his thing to my engineers. She's not paying attention to. Did he just lose concentration? What happened? This is such a bummer. Man, being this guy, he just won. If you're watching this, man, I feel for you. This must have been rough. Last ditch T2 Arty, I like it. But you're within range of my Salems. Moving his commander out of the way to not die. I saw his build power here. I think I had some scouts up, so I see that. Pummeling it, focusing fire on his commander now.
Commander under attack.
I don't know if he realized. Didn't see that. Not sure what he means by trolling. Man, that was a bummer. All of this was his, and I only had this tiny island. I had to pull it off. I never did actually get much use out of this, but let me just show you what I had on my commander real quick. I have personal stealth field generator because I was moving him underwater, and I figured he didn't have much in the way of... I was going to get this later if I had the energy. I had a T2 engineering suite, and I picked up an anti-torpedo launcher so that I could control water because that was all I had left. A couple of submarine hunters, commander with T2, and that torpedo launcher and some destroyers really put me in a good position. And yeah, wow. His land game was seriously good though. I need to learn from that. That was awesome. Just getting to about here, dropping down 3 or 4 factories, maybe here, and just spamming out a lot of land and pushing in. If you're not ready for it, it's really hard to handle. I'll have to keep that in mind. Alright guys, well that was my replay for the day. I thought I'd play it because I almost lost that game and I only pulled it out by the skin of my teeth, and because I managed to hold on to my plan of going T2 Navy, and I managed to win in that one arena. And I also, I don't know if he just lost track of what he was building or what happened. He was coming with a new plan, but yeah, I think that's the major reason I won as well. He's just lost focus, and I managed to come through. That's it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.